Hey guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a really, actually no, for me it's been a really long time since I've actually sat down and filmed something for you guys. I've had pre-scheduled videos in the past while I was on holiday, but this is my first video for 2018, you know, filming wise and, you know, posting it. So, you know, from now on, since I've had my break, I'll go back to my normal filming schedule and everything. So fingers crossed I could keep that up. But yes, as the title says, I'll be doing my January favorites for 2018. So finally I'm starting my monthly favorites in the beginning of the year, so this hopefully too shall be something that I'll keep in track for the rest of the year. So yeah, basically my favorites today, you know, again, 5 skincare and 5 makeup products. This is pretty much just the things I brought with me traveling to both Philippines and Seoul. So while I was overseas, I kept my routine basically the same. I didn't even have the chance to purchase a lot of makeup, to be honest. I'll be real, it was really hectic, so my greed to purchase a lot of makeup products, especially in Korea, didn't turn out how I wanted it to be. So I guess next time that's when I'll just, you know, take advantage of that. But for this trip, I didn't shop as much as I thought I would. I guess because I was just with so many people and the schedule was really busy for both countries. Yeah, I just didn't have the chance to. So I'll probably show you guys a haul in the next video, but I don't think it's gonna be that interesting because I didn't buy that much. So we'll see how it goes after I filmed it. But yes, on to my favorite. Well, majority of them are still in the travel containers because I still need to finish them. So the amount that I brought with me was more than enough for me to use for those 3 weeks. Some of them you're very familiar with, but because they are in travel containers, I'll probably have to kind of talk through about them a little bit, but I'm sure you guys are well familiar with this because I always talk about it. So we'll get started with the Edgeit House Baking Powder Cleansing Foam. I was not joking when I said my skin gets really oily there, and I mean, it's summertime here in Australia, so my skin is oily normally, but in Philippines, wow, I just didn't get a break. Like, I always had tiny breakouts here and there because my skin was already quite bad because I had a lot of acne scarring. Now it's faded a lot now that I'm back home, but it's just that since I was there, I kind of hoped that my skin would look a little bit more clearer, but that didn't turn out how I wanted it to be. But this cleansing foam just really helped out with really cleaning my skin, especially in Philippines since it is humid. You know, I do sweat a lot there. Actually, surprisingly, I don't sweat as much as I do here, but the oil on my face is quite productive, and you know, my skin gets quite oily throughout the day. And also when you're out, pollution, that's one thing. I mean, I just really feel the need to like really clean and cleanse my face properly the night before I sleep, because whenever I'm out, you know, I am always out. I was always out when I was there, so the amount of pollution my makeup must have like collected, I can just feel it. Like at nighttime, I just wanted all the makeup off. So this was good. I was gonna talk about the baking powder cleansing cream, but you know, I featured that in the past favorite, so I'll just talk about this because this did wonders for me in Philippines, and it just really helped kind of maintain everything. I mean, I did have little breakouts, but it wasn't too bad, and my skin just, it was quite well balanced despite it being very humid there. So this was very important for me in terms of cleansing. Next would be the Etude House Wonder Pore Freshener. Now I know it looks like nothing here, but this is my holy grail. I mean, like I said, I started going back to my normal skincare routine, or using, you know, products that my skin was more familiar with, and my skin kind of calmed down quite a lot. ever since I kind of had skin trouble from mid last year. But I just really depend on this product a lot, especially when I'm in a hot country. This works great for people with pore concerns and oily skin. It just really helps kind of minimize the pores day by day the more I use this, and it just helps control the oil and everything. And for me, you know, I do tend to use this with a cotton pad, but while I was there, I guess being surrounded with a lot of boy cousins, I got really lazy, so I just started using it as a mist to just add a shield of this onto my face. I'd pat it and then spray it once more, so that would be 2 layers of the toner on my skin just before you know, I would go to bed and everything. And that's just how I did my skincare. Basically in the Philippines it was these two and the cleansing cream just to remove makeup, but I kept it really simple, and I actually packed quite a lot of skincare products as well, but I didn't use all of that, so those 3 were really my main ones. Onto this one. This kind of had a little comeback towards the end of the trip while I was overseas or on holiday. I used this a lot when I was in Seoul. So being in Korea during winter time, just coming from a humid country, my skin went so dry. I mean, my pores were fine, they're all small and everything. My skin wasn't oily, but the first 2 days my skin just quickly dried up, and I was actually sick at that time, so I kept blowing my nose and I started having really bad dry skin around my nose. But you know, I would cleanse my face with the COSRX Good Morning Gel Cleanser, and this would just really gently exfoliate my skin and just help it, you know, kind of, you know, restart. And once I use the rest of my skincare products, it will just rehydrate it and just help it kind of get back to being plump and, you know, hydrated. And this cleanser is like, when you take a break from it and you start using it again, you just realize how good it is, and I've kind of gone back to that. Next would be the Etude House Sunjung pH 5.5 Relief Toner. Now this was basically my moisturizer throughout the entire trip. I haven't used as much as I thought I would have, but this is the small packaging as well. This is just 80 ml, so I bought like the more travel mini size. But the thing is, it's not exactly a lazy product, it's just me using one product 7 times. So I really, you know, stay true to the 7-layer application with this every time I used it in the daytime. So you know, I really take my time patting it in and letting it absorb with each layer. So this is great. It's very gentle in the skin as well, low in pH, so it's, you know, very, very gentle. I even use this in Seoul a lot because, you know, again, it was very cold there, and this is very hydrating on the skin. So for me, I actually use this day and night there. I still have been using this just because I've kind of gotten used to the whole application process and, you know, skip moisturizer and everything. I would just go straight to this. I'm not sure if these guys would like me to do an individual review on this, but I mean, that's totally up to you guys. If you would like me to, just feel free to comment down below and I'll get back to that. And yeah, this has just been part of my January, pretty much my December to January favorite, so I still have been loving this a lot. The last skincare product for my January faves is the Etude House Pure Drop Multi Oil. It's travel friendly, and this oil, like its name, multi oil, you can use it for different purposes, like, you know, for your skin, for your hair, for your lips, pretty much anything you could think of that just really needs hydration. Of course, you're not going to use this all over your entire body, but if there are specific areas, you can definitely use this because it's okay for pretty much everything. This comes in handy so much, and I feel like, you know, when you're traveling or just to have around in your bag, this is something that's very useful because you can use it for multi-purpose, and, you know, it's safe for practically anything. So I've been really enjoying that a lot. So on to makeup. I bought a few little pieces or like products that are new, so I could hold that in the next video or something, but the rest is pretty much everything that I've had for a long time. So First off is the Peripera ink corrector. Now I have this in the shade number 1 peach. I would use this just before foundation, and if necessary I would apply this on top of foundation as well before I conceal. So this is probably one of the best eye correctors that I've tried so far from my K-beauty kind of collection. I mean, I've tried ones from Etude House and one from Clio that's a little bit more orange, but I feel like this one works a lot more better because it's a lot more pastel and it just really brightens up the area. So I've been enjoying this a lot more than those previous ones that I've had and tried, so I had to include this. Next would be the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circles Concealer. Now I'm in the shade medium, and this was actually the only concealer that I had with me during that time in Philippines before I purchased this Peripera ink corrector, so I depended on this a lot. Depending on how you use this concealer, the finish of it is different. So what I learned is when you apply it immediately and blend it out, it's quite more sheer, but then if you apply it and then let it kind of sit for a few, like 1 to 2 minutes, when I let it sit, I actually do my brows quickly and then I would blend it out. It actually provides a more fuller coverage, and I just started using the concealer like that because I only had one concealer and I didn't have any eye brightener or anything. So, you know, for more coverage and for more dark circle concealing, I would let it sit for those few minutes and then blend it out, and yeah, the results were really good. So I was content with just this one concealer. I mean, it's pretty much my shade, but you know, it still provided enough coverage for me to feel content with my dark circles, if that makes sense. So this has been my everyday concealer so far. Another Maybelline product is the ClearSmooth All-in-One Two-Way Cake Powder in the shade number 5 Sand Beige. Now, oh god, this is my favorite powder so far. I think I only started appreciating it the more I started using it in the Philippines. Because this is from the Philippines, this is Maybelline Philippines, but it just works so well there, and I can definitely see why people like it, just because it's a humid country, but this actually helps with making your makeup last long. Basically every day I just started using this. You can start seeing the pan print, but I haven't hit pan yet, but I packed on a lot of this while I was there, and I still do it now here. So after foundation and concealing, I would go straight onto the powder to set everything, and this just provides coverage, makes everything matte, and my face just looks evenly smooth. So I really like this powder a lot. I mean, downside, you may have to blot your face in the middle of the day. I don't like to add another layer on top after all that oil buildup. I just prefer to blot instead, so I would do that, but this powder is great. So the next makeup product is actually, this is kind of cheating because it has quite a lot of products in one. It's my Innisfree My Palette. If you guys did see it, my travel routine packing kind of video, I did feature this a little bit, and I did mention that I did depotted 2 makeup products into this palette so I could just, you know, travel with it, like, you know, just like this entire palette. So my Hoola bronzer from Benefit and my Pew eyebrow powder, there was one specific shade that was perfect for nose contouring, so I depotted that here. And as for my Hoola bronzer, that's the only bronzer I really use. So I did sacrifice 2 products that I don't really like from the palette, which was the shading powder and the actual eyebrow powder as well. I kept it in separate containers, but I replaced them with 2 actual products that I would actually use. And this is how I just made my makeup. I basically used majority of these depending on the occasion and the day. On a daily, I would just keep it very simple, practically like this with how my face is right now. And yeah, I mean, there's actually this period where after Christmas, oh god, I almost dropped it, oh my god, heart. We actually went on a road trip up to the north in Philippines, and I just had this palette, foundation, powder, concealer and a lip product, and that was it. This palette just did everything for me, and I'm hoping I could kind of keep this going strong until this year as well, because this is very useful for traveling purposes. Last product is actually a new product, which is the 3CE from Style Nanda. What is this? The Mood matte lipstick. I forgot the actual name, but the shade of this is BM04. No, it's the shade 116 Inked Heart, and this is just a brownie kind of orange beige, and I just love this. Like, I had to swatch it there because, you know, it is kind of on the pricey side, and swatching all the shades, not a lot really suits my skin tone, to be honest, because, you know, I am a little bit more on the tanner side, but this lipstick just called for me and I bought it, and I've been wearing it ever since I bought it. So even in Philippines, I kept sticking to this color until now. So this has kind of been my everyday kind of lip color for the past month, and yeah, I mean, it's all on my face. I'm practically wearing everything I featured today. So my camera's about to die, so I'm going to quickly cut this short. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this monthly favorites for the first monthly favorites for 2018. I mean, if there's any questions, feel free to comment down below. If you would like to, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.